Welcome back to me. Welcome back to me. My youngest son started kindergarten and I definitely had a whole panic attack and like completely bawled my eyes out in a parking lot. A lot of our schedules changed. You know, you ask God for things and then when he gives them to you and like especially real suddenly, you're like, oh, it's happening now. Oh, I thought that was coming later. I hope you're doing good. I hope, you know, I'm doing okay. I'm doing all right. I'm surviving. It's been so long. I have missed y'all so much. Oh my God, I missed y'all so much. You know, I be making jokes that I'm full on like trad wife over here, okay? Like I'm not like ballerina farms or nothing. Like I can't be making stuff from scratch, but I am cooking 3 meals a day. Okay, so let's just take a quick pause and let's have some cheese met for a second because there was something that I saw recently on TikToks, okay? I be playing TikToks and audiobooks most of the time when I am running around my house or going to pick up children. Speaking of, let me have my clock here. Just not pick up my child. I saw something going around on TikTok and there was a celebrity, you know, she's got a lot of followers and she came out on TikTok and she was like, you know what? I don't really care. I don't really care how it makes you feel if I say no to a picture, if I don't want to stop and talk to you. Just basically, you know, talking about fan interactions that she has out and about. And it's not always nice. It's not always like, you know, picture perfect. Listen, your girl ain't no celebrity. In my mind's eye, never like that, okay? But I got my Glamazons out here in these streets and I love meeting y'all. And every time, you know, when I'm out and about, I had some amazing interactions with the Glamazons. I have become best friends with Glamazons, but I would be lying through my teeth if I said that every interaction was pleasant. Today's story time is going to be about one situation that really stuck with me. I have met so many warm Glamazons that when they meet me, like I just feel nothing but warmth and love and like, and I will go out with them and talk to them for hours. You hear me? Like 2, 3, 4 hours. Just like talking about life, talking about everything. Like I've known them my whole life and I'm very blessed and very thankful to be able to have that type of connection with y'all. But however, not every person, and you need to know this in your life, it's a valuable lesson to learn. I don't care what future you have planned out for yourself, what path you choose to take. You need to understand that there are just some people, some human beings out there that really don't have the best interest for you, but they will still keep themselves updated with you, or they will still speak to you as though they're your friend and not your foe, but like they have ill intention for you, and they only watch you or keep up with you with the hopes and all their little mighty strength that you fall off in some way, shape, or form. And when you do, they will be the first ones to ha ha he he and like try to literally step on you, have that moment of gratification that they've always been looking for, hunty. So you got to understand, it doesn't matter how important you think you are. There will always be somebody, especially when you're starting to live in your purpose and you're starting to find your niche and you're starting to find yourself, girl. There's always somebody that's hateration, holleration, okay? And you really need to learn discernment to peep this. This is why I've become more of a recluse. I'm not here to go back and forth with you about my life and my decisions and me as a grown woman. I'm not gonna be going back and forth with nobody. Either you like me or you don't. But I have always had a problem, even when I was an adolescent, even when I was a kid. If you don't like me, get out my face. And that has always applied even for my platforms and my content and like, you know, stuff like that. Like I've always been the type where like, if you don't like me, then just stop, right? But there are individuals out there that will be like, you know what? I don't like you and I'm gonna still keep following you, bitch. And like, they're just like, that's their life. You know that Blake Lively energy? That shit. Like, and I've discussed this before, that talking about you in front of you, but not to you, or talking around you, but not to you, not involving you, keeping you outed, you know, third wheeling your ass, like matching outfits and they don't even tell you, or like they tell you stuff last minute so you can show up late, like stuff like that, you know, like just mean girl shit. But I had never seen or felt that within one of my Glamazons. Once upon a time, not long ago, a lot of my early 20s was spent grinding. You already know that, right? Well, I had to, you know, go into different jobs, very honest and upfront, not budging on it. No conversation needs to be had outside of what I am telling you, and that is about my mom, okay? My mom got sick like right out of high school. I was like 19 at the time when, you know, she started getting some symptoms. By the time I met David, you know, she was already having surgeries and stuff, and it really took a lot out of her and my poor mom, and like she's a survivor, on brand with Mama Glamour. But the journey, girl, the journey for my mom was so long and so hard and so strenuous, right? And, you know, the thing about cancer is that, you know, it affects all different parts of your body. And then the treatment for cancer also affects your body in a negative way. So not only are you dealing with whatever the cancer has affected, you are also dealing with after effects. Let's just say, by the grace of God, you go into remission, which is what happened with my mom. That doesn't mean that you're out of the woods yet necessarily, because the treatment of cancer is very hard on your body and can affect other things, which is what happened to my mom, okay? I'm keeping it very vague because I'm not trying to get like yelled at. My mom being like, why are you telling them my business? It is a crucial part of my story, ma'am. So I'm going to keep it very general. Anyways, girl, my mom has some harsh after effects, right? My mom has appointment after appointment after appointment, like especially within the first year. After, when you go into remission, girl, they're like on it, okay? And like you have to go in for scans and, you know, blood work and like just making sure that you're still in the clear, right? So my mom was always going to the doctor. Well, anyways, one day comes around and I knew that my mom had doctor's appointments. I always knew when. She has an appointment. She calls me afterward and she gives me, you know, the whole rundown. It's pretty simple. Yes, yay, she's still in remission. What's up? But she's still in pain. And that's what she was going to her doctor to talk about as well, was these pains that she was having. So they had been, you know, doing some scans and trying to figure out the source. And this appointment was going to give her the answer of what it was. Well, turns out that she needs some major work on her joints and like, you know, whatever. They had tried a few different methods of relief of pain and like swelling, inflammation, stuff like that that could help her. And it was very temporary. She went from walking on a cane to walking with a walker to when we would go to the grocery store, she had to be on one of the scooters. Like it was very, very hard for her. And it was very, very hard for us as her kids to see this gradual decline, if you will, of my mom's overall health. Even after we thought we were out of the woods and we got this great news, now it's time to figure out what's going on as the after effect and like what happened, right? So my mom was in that much pain, okay? I talked to the doctor about it. You know, we've done, you know, X, Y, and Z. And his recommendation is surgery. I gotta have surgery. My mom has been through so many surgeries. Like it was literally by this point in time, I'm not even trying to be funny. It was like we were seasoned at this, okay? I know about aftercare, the diet that you're supposed to be on, you know, after you come out of anesthesia. All of those things I've learned through time because my mom just really had a tough go of it, okay? Hearing that she needed surgery wasn't particularly shocking, but every single time, you know, my heart would drop because it's still surgery, girl. And like, I didn't know how much more surgery my mom's body could take, to be honest, because, you know, she's been through a lot. So it scared me and I was like, oh my God, for real? Like, dang. And my mind starts racing and I'm like, okay, like, just let me know the date. Like, we need to get this scheduled ASAP. And then I will like let my boss know. You see, what had happened is that I didn't schedule the surgery because I can't just like right now. What you mean you can't? And she was like, well, so this is gonna be like a pretty major surgery, you know what I'm saying? She was like, and because of that, there are specific care instructions that you need to know about as like my caregiver and like the person that's going to be helping me after surgery. And like I said, y'all, by this point, I have already been through the surgery marathon with my mom. Like I already know, like, girl, who you think you talking to? So I was like, okay. So we're going to have to go classes to go and like, you know, PowerPoint presentation this ish and just learn everything there is to learn about the specific surgery. And I was like, wait, what? What do you mean? You know, my mom is like a comedian. She was like, girl, I don't need you over here like messing up my surgery after I done just got out of surgery. You better come to these classes and learn what you need to learn because I'm not going to be back and forth to the hospital because you don't know what you're doing. So we get signed up for these classes, okay? And it's like, I don't want to lie. I want to say like 4 or 5 hours, girl. It's a minute. Like you got to bring a snack and everything, okay? I meet my mom at the hospital. It's taking place at the hospital in those little conference rooms. So we sign in. Obviously, y'all, this need not be said. I have never had to be in a learning environment with my mother. Girl, we get into this class. First of all, my mom and I could not be more opposite as students because, like, I'm this teacher's pet, okay? I'm the one to be bringing the teacher an apple, you know? And I like sitting in the front. I need to be front and center. I need to see. I need to hear. I need to be involved. I need to feel, you know what I mean? So I go to try to sit, like, you know, front, middle, row type stuff. And my mom's like, what you doing? Get your butt over here. And the furthest back of the furthest corner of the furthest part. And the one time that I got to film. Hello? What's up? All the way at the back. And you want to know something funny? Oh my gosh, she's going to kill me. But like, she's already said it before. So like, you've said it. She said it publicly before. But she like, girl, my mama got hearing problems. She does. She does. I'm looking at my mom sideways. She's looking at me sideways. And we're just sitting there looking at each other. And I'm like... We were like one of the first people in there, which my mom was so sure to do because she wanted to have her pick of the seats. Slowly but surely, more people are filing in and they're all coming in groups of 2 because in order to take this class, which kind of made me really sad because like some people don't have family like that. But in order to take this class, you have to have your like caregiver or like a +1, the person that is going to be driving you home and taking care of you. Like they have to show face and they have to show up or you can't have your surgery. I believe she was a nurse. She comes in and she begins the class. And I am here, okay? I got my notepad. I got, you know, I'm ready to take notes. This is my mama's health we're talking about. Like, I really need to pay attention. My mother is the most distracting partner I have ever worked with. And keep in mind, you know, I got a pretty long rap sheet, girl. Different partners and different situations and different people all across the tri-state area. And ma'am, you are the most, I'm talking about laughing. I'm talking about we had little snacks. Why is she over there? Why is she over there playing? She's playing. She keeps like making jokes. She over here making fun of like Bumple's sandals, you know, his chanclas and stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she just can't help it. And I'm like, Mom. And then she gets me into it. I can't help but laugh because she is the most ridiculous person. And, you know, she's really funny. But I'm like, this is about your surgery. Yours. I'm talking about we were cutting up in there. I don't know. Like, I felt really bad. And I was like going in and out, like trying to get as much information as possible. You know, all of the key areas. Get to the portion of like the aftercare and comfortability. And that's when my mom had a lot to say because, you know, like they give you options. They're like, you can either get this, you know, this type of pillow that'll be really great for an incline, or you can get this one. Costs a little bit more, but you know, a lot easier to work. And my mom would be like, yeah, you get the expensive one. The more expensive one, that's the one. You better not get me that janky shit. Like, you know, that's my mom. And I'm like, so we get through the classes, barely, just in stitches. You hear me? It's like a medical emergency, like an emergency surgery. You're looking at weeks that you're waiting, trying to get surgery for something, okay? Like our healthcare system is crazy. So fast forward a few weeks and we're coming up on the date of her surgery. And you know, this is where the fasting part takes place. When you're going under anesthesia, it's very important that you fast. Obviously your nurses will let you know how long you're supposed to be fasting for. We always had a routine, okay? And the routine was anytime one of us was having surgery, we had to make a trip to Walmart. It just had to happen. Preferably at night when nobody was there because, you know, we don't like dealing with strangers. We go to Walmart to go get toiletries, to go get personal items, to pillows, blankets, gowns that are easy to take on and off, socks, compression socks, stuff like that, okay? So we had a whole lot to get. And my job was to get my mom the little scooter so that she could sit down and shop that way. And girl, I got a story time to tell you about that because one time I straight up almost fought this teenage boy over that damn scooter at Walmart. Girl, it got real. And like his mom tried to get him out. Girl, it was very... I bring it to her. She takes a seat and we start going through Walmart and we start, you know, shopping for the things that she needs for her surgery. We get very distracted, okay, by all of the little, we're just such suckers for stuff like that. We need a bedazzled cup? Do we need these things? No. Why are we looking at mini fridges? I don't know. We just are. So we're like going through the aisles, okay? And we're making our way to the bedding because we're looking for pillows. Now, my mom is very aware of her surroundings all the time. It's just in her nature. I'm like looking around. I'm like, look, Mom, this is cute. Look at this. And oh my God. And I grab things off of the shelf and like show them to her because, you know, it's hard for her to be up and down. So I'm doing my own thing. And all of a sudden she's like, Nikki. Monday, there are like 2 girls over there. And I think they're following us. Pointing behind her. And I look behind her. There's nobody there. We're the only person in the aisle. And I was like, Mom, there's nobody there. And she was like, no, I'm serious. She was like, they keep like popping their head and like looking at us, and then they'll like come and like not say anything, and then we'll go to another aisle and I see them again, and it's happened like 4 or 5 times. And I'm telling you right now, like they're following us. And I was like, what? And as soon as I started questioning my mom, I'm looking at her, and at the corner of my eye, out of my peripheral, I just see boop, like a little head pop out from the end cap looking straight into the damn aisle. Hello? Like, what is going on? Valid. You're valid. I apologize for even questioning you, girlfriend. Okay. So immediately, y'all, it would make me feel so bad. My mom is a very private person, and I respect her privacy so much. You know, she's already been through enough, and I'm too protective over my mom to be having her out here in these streets, because I would go to jail over my mom. So needless to say, she's not feeling her best. She's not feeling her most confident. And at the end of the day, she likes her privacy, girl. So immediately alarms are going off in her head, and she was like, Mija, I'm going to go into the next aisle. Like, I think that they know you. Like, she just had a feeling. I'm just going to go to another aisle and like, you do your thing. And I was like, okay. I was like, all right, well, you know, I'll meet you in a second. So my mom vrooms off. And she goes into another aisle, and I still keep looking at what I'm looking at, because I'm like basically giving this person like, you know, a chance. Like, I never want anybody to feel afraid. You know, it's just a little old me, you know what I mean? A minute passes, 2 minute passes, and like they're still doing like this little peeking game. And I'm like, all right, well, I mean, maybe I'm tripping. Like, maybe me and my mom got this all wrong. So I start walking down the aisle towards, like, where I'm walking is like towards like the main big aisle that leads up to the registers and stuff. So I'm walking down that way, and I start looking at some different like decorative pillows and stuff. And I genuinely like start forgetting about this situation. I'm going to meet up, you know, with my mom again. Maybe this was just like a weird coincidence. I don't know. If they're not going to talk to me, then I'm not going to assume, like, you know, how big of me to assume that this person knows who I am. Like, if not, that's cool. I'm gonna move on. So I move on, and like literally mentally move on, and I'm looking at these pillows. All of a sudden, somebody shows up on the right hand side of me and just scares the shit out of me. They had come around the other side, and now they're like, you know, they're in that main aisle. Nikki, the girl that's standing in front of me right now, that was not the girl that I had initially seen. But the girl that was standing next to her was. And like, one of them is like a little taller than the other. They look like sisters. Maybe a little presumptuous of me, but they look like sisters. And it was also in her body language. It was also in like, you do YouTube, right? Yeah. How else would you know my name? I'm not trying to be a smart ass or nothing, but like, yeah, like, you know. She like keeps looking over at her sister, bitch. You look so different than you do on your videos. Like, the shade, okay? The shade. Let me tell you something. I am at this Walmart in the middle of the night with my mom the night before a really early surgery. We're getting some last minute things. Do you think that I walked out of my house to like a runway model? No, I didn't, okay? Baggy sweats, baggy t-shirt on. I'm not even too positive I had a bra. Hair a mess, not even a cute bun. That's not a thing for me, okay? I really have to put an effort to have a cute, messy bun. Nah, girl, it was messy to the fullest. Like, I had like the little, just crazy. No makeup on, dark shadows, like I am. And girl, the way that she was looking at me, like she was just like with so much judgment, but yet like trying to like laugh at me and like doing that mean girl thing where she keeps looking at her sister and being like, girl, I understand what she was saying. I understood what she was saying. And it wasn't just what she was saying, it was how she was saying it with her body language and all of those things in one. And you know, when you're sitting there and you know you look crusty, dusty, and musty, okay? The last person that you want to run into, you run into. It was like one of those moments, okay? Because I did not feel like this was a friend. I felt like this was somebody like I went to school with and didn't like me, and it's just like just reveling in this moment, because like she was just like, wow, like you look very different from your videos. Wow, like I hardly recognized you. That's crazy. Anyway, when's the new host stepsister coming out? Just like that. Just like that. Just like that. And I was like, just trying to keep it cute. Trying to keep it demure, trying to keep it cutesy. You know, I've been having like some personal things that I'm taking care of first, and then, you know, I'll continue this. Okay, because, you know, we've been waiting for quite a bit, and like that's how I found you. Well, actually, I found you with you fighting the pregnant girl story time, but like I kept watching you until the host stepsister story time. And honestly, girl, like I'm gonna be honest with you, if you don't like post another host stepsister story time soon, I'm gonna have to unfollow you. Like I'm gonna have to unsubscribe. Like we gonna have to unsubscribe. She like, you know, gets her sister involved, and her sister's like, yeah, dead serious. This was not a hee hee ha ha moment. And I was like, I am trying to reel it in, because it's in these moments where like inner Nikki wants to be like, okay, girl, and unsubscribe, and you don't tell me nothing. Who are you? A little bit more direct in my responses, and I was like, I'm gonna get to it. You know, I have a life outside of, you know, talking about stories from when I was younger, you know what I mean? I'm looking at this girl, and why do I see my mom? Just watching the whole thing like go down, okay? Just looking at them up and down, and like just on her little scooter, just, you know, she said hi, like let's just wrap up this conversation, because honestly, you know, I'm tired, I'm worried, I have a lot on my mind right now. So like she said, hey, what's up? Cool. So I start, you know, trying to wrap it up. Well, you know, it was so nice meeting y'all. Thank y'all so much for saying hi. You know, I always love meeting my Glamazons, so you know, you guys be safe or whatever. Let's get a picture with her. Let's get a picture. Here we go. She takes out her phone, and like I said, dusty, crusty, and musty. Okay, look, this ain't my first rodeo, okay? And typically with my Glamazons, especially if I'm like out and about and like, you know, I'm just momming around, and like I'm not looking, I be telling my Glamazons, hey, slap on a little filter on that, okay? Do your girl a solid and do me a little favor. And every time they're like, girl, I got you, of course. And I'm like, girl, put a little filter on, like, come on, because, you know, I can see myself and us in the camera, and girl, rough. So I'm like, oh, hey, like, put a little filter on it. Why this girl gonna be like, I don't have any filters. I had to fix my face so fast to not end up in her photos going like, girl, do you have any apps? Do you have anything? I know you do, and you lying. You lying as the day is long. I hit my 1-2 real fast. And, you know, am I happy about it? No. 2 or 3, might I add. 2 or 3. Okay, girl, well, I'm going to be looking out for that host stepsister, but remember what I said, okay? Like, all right, girl, like, I got you. Like, okay, like, I got you. Like, it was good to see you, too. Like, have a good night or whatever. She's walking away. She's telling me this, and I'm like, I got you. And she's going to hit me with the... And she walks away. Like, she hit me with the last up and down, bitch. I'm not lying. I am not kidding with you. Like a very like clocking, like what the fuck? Like, first of all, wait a minute. Wait a damn minute, girl. As they're leaving, here comes my mom. And she's like going the opposite way. She comes all the way around. She comes and meets back up with me, and she's like, Mija, you okay? And I told her everything, and I was like, I just really did not like that interaction. It just didn't feel good. And she was like, I could tell. She was like, I literally could see the look on their faces. Mija, like, she did not like you. She did not like you at all. First of all, ma'am, we are in Walmart. Not. This is why I pull back on like being like an Instagram influencer and stuff like that, because I'm just not cut out for it. I don't always look aesthetically pleasing. And yes, I will look like a crackhead in Walmart. Yes, I do leave that way. And yes, this was before I had kids. What's your point? I really do view my Glamazons as my home skillets, as my friends. With my friends in real life. in real life, we have a code. And those codes are mostly unwritten, but very much understood. When your girl is looking dusty, crusty, and musty, we do not ask for a photo. And if we do take a photo, we put filter on filter on filter on that. You understand? You do not take photos and post them without everybody's approval. Okay? Because I might look crazy in one of those photos, and you know good and goddamn well. And you might look cute, but I look crazy. So crop me out. It's called common courtesy. It's called consideration. It's called being demure, cutesy, and mindful. You hear me? Girl, I have been driving David nuts with that. I'm like, not very demure, not very mindful. There have been other moments that are a lot more dramatic and like, you know, just mean girl than this moment. But this moment really hit me hard because it was a moment that was literally the night before my mom's very serious surgery. I'm there with her. During the rest of our time at Walmart, my mom gave me like this speech and like this, you know, come to Jesus moment where she was like, you need to understand that not everybody has the best of intentions for you, mijita. And whenever you see that, you need to bow out. It's okay to say, you know what, no. I would rather not take a photo, but it was nice meeting you. Like, I really appreciate your love and support. You know, it's okay to have boundaries. And this girl was not, you know, hey, how are you? How have you been? I couldn't even have a normal conversation with her like I would with my other Glamazons, like, you know, what you been up to, you're in school, how's that, how's family, how's life. I couldn't get into any of that because it was just very much like, okay, and when are you gonna have it up, and if you don't, I'm gonna unsubscribe. Like, I am a person, and I'm just a person that happened to make videos. They caught you slipping, and they take so much pride in that. They take so much pleasure in that. Oh my God. And in that moment, they are just like, you're really not all that. Like, you're really not, you know, as much as you think you are. And like, the fact of the matter is, girl, I never said I was. Everybody's going through their own shit, and you never know what anybody else is going through. As you do more things on the World Wide Web that everybody can access and people from all over can see, and if they identify with you and they get to know you, they think they know you for real. And that will cause people to be all up in your business and asking all kinds of crazy intimate questions, or like just being all up in your shit, or like trying to judge you or have this holier than thou thing. Like, girl, it also puts you out there in front of people that don't like you, that don't have anything good to say or think or wish upon you. And it's a lot of very, very negative energy. You really have to protect yourself, pray over yourself, pray over your kids for real, because there are some evil, evil people out here. They don't want what's best for you, and they want to catch you slipping, and they enjoy and delight in your downfalls or your hard moments. Or I don't know who I'm speaking to today, but you could be normal today and viral tomorrow, girlfriend. And you need to understand that if and when that ever happens, and somebody, like, even if it is on just a normal scale where like somebody's like, oh yeah, I've heard of you, and like they just give you that energy, girl, no, do not try to be friendly with those people. Protect your peace. Protect your business, girl. I love talking to my Glamazons. I love talking to y'all, like my real home skillets, because you know what? I'm not expecting you to be a perfect person. I'm not a perfect person. That's probably why you followed my crazy ass in the first place. I also don't like anybody creeping into my community and what I have built with their negativity. Like, girl, if you don't like what you see, you know what to do. You are in charge of your own time. And it's crazy because people don't really put an emphasis on their time. Very grateful and thankful for the time that y'all spend with me, because you don't have to. And time is not infinite. It's very finite. And it's something that you will never get back. And like, I don't think people realize that. There are people out here that would much prefer to spend their time hating on you, or wishing bad upon you, or wanting bad things to happen, and just being a very mean person. And please don't be like that, and don't let anybody treat you like that. It's completely 110% okay to have boundaries, especially when you start feeling that type of energy. You don't need to put up with none of that from nobody ever, at all, anytime, okay? But anyways, y'all, I gotta clock back in. I gotta go pick up my kids from school and stuff. I love y'all so, so much, but God loves you more, and I will see your fine self in my next video. Be sweet, be kind, and love each other. Peace out.